Good afternoon, West Coast, and good evening, East Coast. I think the evening starts at 6 p.m. What do you guys think?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there like, this is when it starts, and isn't that when it starts?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the afternoon is from noon to 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say good morning anytime between 3 a.m. and 11:59 a.m.
I say good morning at 2.
2 a.m.?
No, 2 p.m. I'll
2
forget.
p.m.
So I'll just be like, good morning.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah.
Okay. That's excusable. And then good evening, I think, can 6 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I'm glad I clarified that for all of our listeners.
Right.
Because it's very important.
And now that you've said it, that's law.
It's law.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That fed my ego. Now that I said it, it's law.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's definitely going to be something when I'm emperor.
Gotcha.
But then I have to be careful what I say.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Because it's always law after that.
Right. This
Can't
is
go back.
This is why this radio show is practice for me.
Mm-hmm. This radio show is law.
If you're listening live right now on Adobe Radio, tweet at me. Tweet at Wesams_world or WesamKish. Even tweet at Michael or Peyton. They'll answer you. They will. And I'll respond back. People are like, you don't respond. And I'm like, you know what? I do. If you really knew me, you knew that I would respond back to you. If you are listening, thank you so much. We appreciate all our new subscribers. And by the way, the show continues on even after you're listening live here on Adobe for the hour. You can listen to the full episode on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube the very next day. So that's Friday, tomorrow morning. It'll be up. And make sure you subscribe so you'll be like, oh, shoot, did I forget? No, because you got notifications turned on. And Wesam's in your life forever. And I think that's a good thing, to have me in your life forever. I think I give a good balance of things, the funny, the serious. I've got great hair, so maybe that's...
Yeah.
I lucked out with that one. So yeah, I'm something good to have in people's lives. Today's an ego episode. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, this is the most ego-focused episode I've ever done here. Our guest probably is like, oh my gosh, is every episode like this? Is he just talking about himself? I'm actually really excited to have our guest on today. He's on probably one of my top 10 favorite shows of all time. Just because I have no clue where the show is going every single episode, and I love that. Working in the TV industry and not knowing where the show is going is very, very surprising, and it's good writing. And his performance on the second season of it is very good. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome ADWIN Brown. Welcome. I promise I'm not that vain.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay if you are.
I'm definitely not. I think maybe a little bit. No.
This setup is dope. I feel like a pop star.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like it in here. This
Yeah,
is
this is cool.
It's a lot of space, which I like.
Yeah, a lot of space.
Our old space was not like this. It was very intimate. Well, you know what? No, I actually liked the small space too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There was something nice about it, but having a lot of space too is also nice.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
An upgrade. We love that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Upgrades are always nice. Do you feel like there's a lot of upgrades in your life nowadays?
I mean, yeah. Yeah. 2020, baby. I think so. I mean,
Like what?
the show, hopefully my career.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I mean that.
Yeah. That's a big thing though.
I think so.
That's
Hopefully.
a huge thing. Being on a show is wonderful as an actor. Consistent work. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That's one of the best blessings for us.
Until you have to get a new one.
Right. And then the struggle begins again.
Right. It never stops, but I think it keeps you humble.
I would hope so.
Yeah, how big-headed can you get when you could easily be right back at the bottom?
That quickly, that happened to me, like the fanfare of booking my first guest spot was quickly, it quickly faded when I realized how many days I was working and then how much I really got paid.
These taxes, man.
Right?
Yeah, it's wild.
Oh my goodness.
Like I feel. I don't want to put words in your head. But for me, like when I hear the amount I'm getting paid, I'm like, I'm already in my head thinking of like, okay, I can pay this off. You know what? I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to buy this. And then you see it and you're like, no, we're living the same life pretty much. Maybe a little better.
Yeah.
But like they'll get you.
It's something nobody teaches you, and you have to experience yourself as an actor.
Yeah.
And then you start doing the numbers. You're like, okay, how many of these guest spots do I have to book in a year? Oh, 12?
Just 12.
Just 12.
One a month. That's easy. No, it's not.
Yeah. But when it's good, it's good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, I think that's why it's hard to kind of stop. You know what I mean? Like when you get something good, it's like addicting. So you're like, okay, well, I have to keep going.
Yeah.
It's like that felt really good. And it makes you forget about all the bads, all the, 4-cent residual checks.
Right.
Yeah.
Which are just hilarious to me.
Like, do we need to really waste pay? Like, can we at least wait till they accumulate to like $15, something like that? Like, I literally get like 74-cent checks.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I was on a show years ago called Awkward. And
Yes, on MTV.
Yeah.
Trust.
Yeah. And I do the direct deposit notifications because I got tired of doing this.
I should do that.
Dude, makes your life so much easier.
Yeah.
Especially if you've booked, I've been lucky enough to have been working a lot, right? But it does get a little tedious, and it just streamlines your life whenever it's just direct deposit, and it puts it all in the Excel for you automatically. You just download it all.
That's
and
dope.
So at the end of every quarter, I just look at how much everything was, and then I just take that total and write my reps their residual checks. And then it's
awesome.
easy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, instead of scanning each one, depositing each check, I'm telling you, 90% of your time is saved.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
But no, I got an email the other day. It's like, you have 8 checks totaling 49 cents coming in. I'm like, awesome.
8 checks.
8 checks. It's just funny to me, yeah. I've gotten those one-set ones too. Mm-hmm. But it's one of the best things about our career choices is the residuals, because it's passive income.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of like I think of the classic shows like Friends and stuff, and I think about people who did guest stars on that. I'm like, they're still making great money.
Yeah.
Like great checks.
The recurrings especially.
Yeah, like Janice, she's great forever.
She was on Friends, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yes,
You've never watched Friends.
I have. I'm
Chandler Bing's girlfriend, the annoying one.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Oh my God.
I know. I missed that boat where everybody loved Friends. I watched it. I was like, okay, yeah, I see why this is enjoyable.
You're like, I get it.
I get it.
They like each other.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it must have been. I would have had more fun working on the show.
Fair. I get that.
There's a lot of shows like that where I'll watch a few episodes and be like, I get it. I get what you're doing. Segue into You.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Season 2 is wild.
Yeah, but the show itself, what's so nice is I don't know where it's going.
Right. Yeah.
So that's
so you don't get it in a sense.
Yeah, and
So that's why
I
you keep
like
watching.
that.
Yeah,
because
that makes sense.
Because you know what it's like. Luckily, I'm a working actor, so it's great. I'm reading a lot of scripts constantly, and I'm working constantly. So you kind of start seeing the formulas for things, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. I see where the show's going. Unless I really want to see it, which is rare. I don't really want to watch the.
You don't need
finale.
to You don't need to watch the journey because you already know where they're going.
Yeah,
I get
exactly.
that.
But with You, it's wonderful because I'm like, I don't know where this is going.
Yeah.
It's an actual adventure for me.
That's great.
Yeah. Solid work on the show, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very
It was
grounded.
fun to work on.
Yeah, very grounded, very natural, and just enjoyable. Like you fit in that world,
Thank
which is
you.
wonderful.
That's very nice to hear. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Kudos to the casting department on that show as well.
Yeah, David Rappaport. Love him.
Are you serious?
I am very serious.
Love David.
The CW king.
Right?
Literally.
Do you know how many times I've been pinned and how many producer sessions I have on that?
Thousands.
Oh my
Thousands.
gosh. He's so nice. I love that whole office.
I love that office. Can I say another reason I love that office?
Yeah.
I don't know how your experiences have been, but when I go to that office, I very rarely ever have to wait. Like I go in and there's usually one person before me.
Oh, do you go in at your actual time?
I mean, we keep it cute. I go around.
Okay.
It depends on if I have a lot of auditions that day, I try to hit a time frame kind of thing.
Right.
But like I've never waited there for like 30 minutes.
Wow.
Like I feel like they're always
Yeah.
on it. You know how some casting will be like, we start at 11, but then they won't start till 11:30. So they wait till everyone gets there and they can just. He doesn't do that, which I love.
What I love about that office, they're smiling.
Yeah, they're always great, and they always give a redirect, which I love. Love that.
I like seeing people, especially casting, smiling in the corner of my eye when I'm performing for the producers or whatever, because then it just makes me feel good as the actor.
It's like, okay, someone here is rooting for me besides me.
Right, somebody is.
Yeah.
And I just I really appreciate them, and because they get it from our perspective as well. Good readers too, which you don't always get as in the casting department field. And I think, I don't know how your experience is. I think casting directors are also realizing that, like, oh, we need to be good readers, or have somebody
Or like
come
in it.
Yeah,
Like eye contact, stuff like that.
Very important.
Yeah, very, very. Like there's nothing like doing an emotional scene and you're just looking at someone's forehead. And you're like,
You're right. I'll tell you what I did once. It was kind of a ballsy move, and it worked out.
At David Rappaport or in general?
Oh, in general. I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, okay, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah.
But it was a really intense scene.
Okay.
And the reader, she didn't mean this in any kind of disrespectful way, but she was just making sure, like, she had the right line coming up.
Like your cues.
Yeah, exactly. And it was really intense, and I was in the moment, and she wasn't looking up, and I said, "Look at me," and it wasn't in the script, and it was like in the character, you know what I mean? It was like in the moment,
right.
And she goes, and I continued at it, but it was great because we actually like had this connection, and I was like, "Cool, thank you so much, thanks," and everyone was like, "Cool, thank you." So it was like in the moment, but I was like,
stuff like that could be misinterpreted. Yeah, true. Yeah.
It's a risk, but I feel as actors, why not, man?
Yeah. What do you have to lose? Like, take a risk.
Do you feel
improv?
Yeah.
Do a button. You know what I mean?
You feel like you're more confident in the rooms nowadays? You're taking more risks?
Yeah. I've been in LA 7 years, and I feel like you hear all these rules, like, don't improv, don't do this, don't do that. But everyone's different and every experience is different. Like you may say something that'll make them go, that's actually what we want, even though it's not in the script.
Yeah. And
if they don't want you to do anything off the cuff, they'll just tell you, like, can you do that again? But really no improv. The writers aren't into that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you're allowed to take risks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah. You want to stand out.
I think that's
shine like as who you are. That's one thing that I've learned is for a long time I was like, what do they want? I want to be what they want. But they don't know what they want. You just need to go in there and be you and be dope. And if you don't get the part, at least you book the room and they're like, oh, he's cool, not good for this. But when they bring you in the next time, it's like they recognize what you're good at. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I don't like to put rules on like, this is what you got to do in the room. Because like you said, each situation is different.
Yeah.
You've got different casting offices, you got different projects, different writers, different producers, different moods. And then all of the stuff that can affect that stuff depends on your mood and like where your mental state is. How much have you practiced? When did you get the sides?
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. You know, that also affects. But the thing that I found that has worked for me constantly is two things. First and foremost, being truthful and connected to the material is key.
Absolutely.
Because that separates you right away from 90% of the people who come in there and
you just give a generic read.
Right.
Like a very good, but like nothing specific.
Right.
Yeah.
And like that connectedness, that realness.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation is. It could be multicam, but you could still be connected and real.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then the second is this, it's in the 5th chapter of Musashi's Book of Five Rings. Have you read?
I have not.
Okay. Definite read for any actor. Because it's, I've mentioned this on the show before. Samurai, back in the samurai days, had 60 life and death duels since the age of 13. Won all of them. Went out into the woods to figure out why he was so good at what he did and ended up writing this book of five rings. And the principles he talks in about it can be applied to business, acting, opening up a restaurant, everything. And in his last chapter, he talks about being nowhere and everywhere at the same time. Being kind of in that middle state where you can adapt to go this way or adapt to go that way. And I feel like as an actor, when you are in that audition room, being able to adapt to any kind of direction
Absolutely.
you get in there is key. So those two things I try to keep in mind going in. It's worked out so far.
Hey,
so
there we go.
do you have you watched season 2 yet on you?
I have watched the majority of it.
Okay.
I skip around
Gotcha.
because I read them all, so I know what goes down.
Yeah.
So there's just some people that I wanted to see, like at the table reads, I'd be like, whoa, that's a heavy scene. And I would fast forward to those.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want to see how you do that. Because that's a really cool experience, is just be like at a table and everyone's reading and eating lunch at the same time. Then to see the cut to like, oh, you're actually in a cage and you have fake blood on you. Like, you know what I mean? To see them elevate it is
Yeah.
dope. Especially because my character doesn't really talk to, I'm only with Penn and 40. So I was like, I want to see what everyone's doing. Like, y'all are acting up in this bitch. Like, trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The actor who plays 40, that role.
James
James
Scully, yeah.
James Scully, that could have easily been so over the top and written so one-dimensional.
Yeah.
But as the season progresses, you're like,
An
whoa.
onion, baby. Peel it.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, that's why you are the way you are.
Yeah.
That's great writing. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, writers.
Yeah,
and creator.
literally. Great teamwork.
Yes.
Because they provided great material and he ran with it. He's so good. I worked with him on another show, actually, on Heathers.
Oh.
There was a Heathers reboot. We were both on it. So when I found out that he booked 40, I was still in callbacks for Calvin.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, are you going to be on You? He was like, yeah, are you? And I was like, I might. So it's a cool thing that we already knew each other going into this. It was really dope.
That's always cool, getting
Yeah.
to work with actors you work with.
Because I always do you get nervous when you book a show and you go, like, to set?
No.
No, I'm nervous every time.
Yeah?
It's like the first day of school. I'm like, I have no friends here.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know where the bathroom is. I need help everywhere. I hate it. I wish I could always fast forward into like a weekend.
I'm so...
And like, I don't know anyone's name.
Yeah.
I hate that.
No.
That's
not
great.
Anymore.
Not
Yeah.
anymore. So at one point you were like that?
Yeah, probably the first guest spot and then my first, like on Awkward for the first few episodes because, you know, you're recurring. You're only
Right.
there for a little bit and you realize, and then when I realized, oh, this is the nature of the game.
Got you.
This is what being a hired gun.
Right, you just pop in.
Pop in, do
You're
your
guessing
work.
someone else's house.
Yeah, my agent gave me good advice. He's like, just do your work, keep your head down, and go home. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, cool. That's a lot
fair.
easier.
That's what I feel like I do, but sometimes I'm just like, wow, they're all so close. I want to be friends.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like you're on the outside watching all the good stuff, and you're just like, hey.
When I was a series regular on For the People, we had a lot of co-stars and guest stars come in, and I would see it in their faces, that feeling, and we did our best to make them feel like part of the crew.
That's great.
And not kind of ostracized, you know, but keep it professional. Like,
Right.
obviously we're not going to be best friends or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to have them go, hey, for the days you are on, welcome. You're part of family. Welcome to our home. You are our guests. Like, make them feel like the special
Comfortable.
ones.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. I
Yeah.
learned that from actually working with Mark Harmon on NCIS.
Oh, wow.
And the way he was so gracious, like being a host.
Yeah.
And knowing that, oh, these are the new generation of actors coming in as guest spots. These are the beginning of their careers.
Making people feel comfortable like that makes a better show in the end.
100%,
Yeah.
man. Oh, yeah, it's so crucial because I feel as a duty, if you are maybe part of the older generations of actors, or not like super old, but like you're a working actor, everything's good, you have a duty to kind of welcome in that younger generation and to set a good example and be polite. I'll tell a great story that just happened on Good Girls. I'm shooting a recurring on there.
Amazing.
And
Love Retta.
yeah.
And Mae Whitman. Parenthood, anyone?
I didn't see Parenthood, but she's great on the show. I got to work with both of them a little bit, but mainly my scenes were with Christina Hendricks on the show. Mm-hmm. And Christina did something so nice, and I was like, wow. She was already amazing to work with, and they were adding a scene, so it wasn't like reshoots. It was just like they needed to add a scene for this episode, and I had
And you had already finished shooting the episode?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you were on the next episode already?
Yeah,
They
I had
just fit it in.
Yeah. This was from like the end of last year, so it was like a couple of months in. So I was like,
gotcha.
okay, and that happens sometimes. So I all of a sudden got a producer session for a pilot that same day at like, and I'm like, oh crap! And so I'm trying to make it work. They pushed my appointment, and Christina Hendricks was like, how are you today? I'm like, good. I'm feeling great. I'm happy to be back. And also, like, I got a producer session. She was like, that's awesome. Great. When is it? And she's like, oh, you should be able to make it. You should be able to make it. And then, like, throughout the day, she offered to read with me. And then she goes, hey, does the director and the AD know that you have your producer session? I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to, like, I'm a guest star, a recurring
Right. No,
here.
I totally get that.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not going to tell them, hey,
that's
can you
not my
hurry it up?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm happy to be here.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And she's like, oh no, I'm going to tell them. And I was like, I'll go with you. Just thank you. You don't have to do. She's like, no, they should know. And she was so nice. She's like, hey, Wesam's being very professional and not letting you guys know that he has an appointment. And they're like, oh, yeah, he'll be out of here. We can actually use his stand-in for one of the shots, like for
Like over the shoulder type
yeah,
thing?
yeah. And I was like, thanks. She's like, no, we want you to go to this. I'm
That's
like,
amazing.
And the whole like people there were just so supportive. But because of Christina, she's like the lead.
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say. Like, she has the power to help you out like that.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Like, you couldn't have done that by yourself. Like,
no.
I don't, like, no offense, but I don't think it would have worked out the same if you were like, hey, sorry.
No.
No, you needed that support.
Yeah. And I was like, that's what's
really
setting
nice.
a good example for what it's like whenever like you're the lead of a show
Mm-hmm.
or you're a series regular to help out other people. Like,
Yeah.
So I was like, man, that was a really nice moment,
Yeah.
man.
She didn't have to do that. That's awesome.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I was always like, don't get in trouble.
She's like, I'm not. Don't you worry. I'm not.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So 7 years in LA. Wow. That's great, man. Where
How
from?
long have you been here? Florida.
Okay.
Tampa, Florida.
Nice.
Yeah.
10 years.
10
A
years.
little over 10 years.
Okay. Where are you from?
Most of my life, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trust.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Great.
Yeah?
Things are going good.
Did you move out here by yourself?
Yeah.
I always admire people like that.
Yeah.
I moved out here right after college with like 3 of my best friends.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So that's one. I'd like to think I could have moved here alone, but it was so much better to not. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's heavy. That's a big decision.
Yeah, it was frightening.
But I mean, it worked out for you.
Yeah. Did you guys drive from Florida?
Yeah. Road trip.
Road trip.
Well, 3 of us drove, 1 flew.
Okay.
Yeah. Bougie. She was like, no, thank you. But we all met up. It was great.
I'm never doing a road trip again. Not in the
Really?
United States. No way.
Why not?
Can't stand it.
Driving?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
I didn't
a road-
drive. I'm a permanent passenger.
Oh, just
PP.
just the idea of sitting in a car for that long. I
get
can't
that.
take it. I don't mind driving, but like,
Even if you have like podcasts, your favorite albums, you still are.
no, I get antsy.
Got you.
I'm on a, yeah, like me and my buddies, we went to Japan last year, and we were on I think it's what's that flight? How long is that flight? 9 hours from LA to Tokyo?
I thought you were going to talk about driving. I was like, you can't drive from there. I was like,
drive
we'll
there.
see where this is going.
Yeah, right. But no, the flight. Thank God we were like sitting next to each other on the way there.
Mm-hmm.
Even that we were sitting next to each other, and we're about to start the trip. I was going nuts towards the last like 3 hours.
Absolutely.
I
That's
was
me
like-
on a flight back to Florida. 5 hours. I'm like,
11 hours, 28 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
oh, that's
My-
a lot. What do you do? Watch movies, sleep?
Watch movies, sleep, harass your friends.
Can you sleep on a flight?
No,
No.
unless it's in business. And
Okay.
yeah, I said that. What you gonna do about it?
We need space.
Hey, it's SAG-AFTRA ruined me.
Yeah.
With all
Yeah.
their rules. Whenever you fly as an actor for a project, business class. Oh.
And you don't want to, once you taste it, that's your palate now, you know?
Oh my gosh, spoiled. The longest flight I've ever been on was from Dubai to LA, and that was 15, 16 hours, something like that. And it was miserable.
Yeah.
first
course it
world
was.
problems. And I
Yeah.
realized, okay, I'm flying across the world in less than 16.
Yeah. But still,
No.
that's annoying. I
But-
get antsy like that.
I'll do a road trip in like Japan.
Okay.
Because
Because
it's
it's all new.
Yeah.
I get that.
It's always like sensory overload, but
Right.
not in the States anymore. No, thank you.
I like a little road trip, like from here to Vegas. I don't mind that. I can make a playlist. That's fine. But like when you're crossing like from here to like the Midwest, no, sir.
I'll go from Burbank to Vegas. I've done that a few times, that Vegas trek, and I had no more.
Flights.
Flights.
Flight only.
It's like 30 minutes in the
That's true.
Southwest plane. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, what are we doing driving? It's,
I've never flown to Vegas, but I've seen other people, and it seems just like a hop, skip, and a jump.
yeah. See, and you can find cheap flights. I think the cheapest I found was like $80.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Save some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we're so spoiled nowadays as humans.
That's true.
So spoiled.
But we just like nice things.
Yeah. Oh, almost broke. You know what? I don't.
Gas on this Sunday.
Yeah,
Saturday morning.
Hey, I've actually been I haven't been feeling 100% for months now. Been going through some health problems.
Oh no.
Yeah, luckily I'm all good, but man, I'm back to normal.
Good.
I haven't told the guys yet. I'm back.
He's back, baby.
Oh no.
Yeah, get scared. Pre-morning runs start again tomorrow
Oh.
on the mountain. Yeah.
Ooh. Do you run every day?
No,
Okay.
no. But it's gonna start hardcore again.
Got you. Okay.
We're gonna go a few times a week on the mountain, guys.
Are you a big fitness kind of person?
Yes, I have to.
Really?
Yeah, or else I go crazy, and I've been going crazy these last few months.
Got you, because you haven't been able to because you were
Yeah.
out for the count.
I've
Have
been-
you always been a fitness person, or was that like a change you had to make in your life eventually?
I've always been active since I was a kid.
Really? That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever. This is probably the heaviest I've ever been in my life. I'm at 155 now, which is so
That's
ridiculous
heavy?
to say.
How much do you? Well, like, what's your usual weight?
That's a good question. I don't know, because I'm gonna turn 33 later this year.
Okay.
And I think my body was actually going through changes. No joke.
No, mine. I'm turning 30 this year, and my
Okay.
body, like, this is the most I've ever weighed too.
Okay.
But I like it though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually feel like a human, not like someone could blow me away.
Right.
Like I look at old pictures of myself, and I'm like, Jesus,
Skinny.
who knew?
Right.
Everyone, but not
Everyone.
me. Yeah, everyone knew.
Most of it's muscle, thankfully. It's in my legs, but
We love that.
you know, you start getting a little bit here. But I also think like hormonal stuff might have started changing.
Got you.
This sounds gonna sound hilarious, but I've actually gotten hairier the last
Really?
3 years.
Like on your body or like your face?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Oh, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't care.
Okay.
But like,
I didn't know if you were gonna be like, I wax that shit.
No,
you don't
no.
care. Okay.
No, I don't care. But it's just like I have like chest hair now. Like,
That's
what?
a good thing.
I guess, yeah, but it's just like I'm like, okay, cool. This vessel I'm in right now is changing into a new phase.
When you thought you were done with change, I
Right.
assume, yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I'm probably gonna, because I'm doing my yoga certification teacher program soon.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm gonna start teaching yoga hopefully at the mid-mark of this year or the last quarter of this year, and all proceeds go to charity every month.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that's kind of like what I want to do for charity. I want to do more charitable things.
That's
but
great.
Yeah,
It's great when you can merge charity with something you truly enjoy because it's like
saves
the
time.
best of both worlds also.
Yes, that's
Like,
very
it
true.
doesn't feel like work, I assume. And then you can give it all to someone who needs it.
Yeah, and then the people who come to the class can feel like, oh, I'm not just going for myself. I'm going for orphans.
Something yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm stretching these glutes and we're saving orphans.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
love to do. No.
Wait, I want to talk more about fitness.
Yeah, let's talk.
What else do you do? Because like I said, I'm turning 30, so I'm really, and it's January, so I'm in that like, I'm trying to change my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
How
Yoga-
often do you work out? Like at the gym?
yeah. So right now that I'm getting back into my what I
Your
normally would do.
regime? Yeah.
So my cardio, which is running up Griffith Park trails.
Okay. Do you live around there?
No, I live
so
in
you
Noha.
so you make that drive?
Yeah, but it's like 10 minutes in pre-dawn.
Oh, Got you.
There's nobody on the roads.
Yeah.
That's cardio at least 3 times a week, and then yoga 3 times, and then you can double up with like strength training at the gym
Got you.
throughout the week.
So you're like doing it.
Yeah, because it helps my anxiety and it
Okay.
helps us as actors, especially yoga with the breathing
Oh, I believe that.
and the flexibility and just being able to move and center yourself, I think has helped me tremendously as an actor.
Nice.
Yeah, I highly recommend yoga to all actors, despite what kind of training regimen you have.
Okay.
And it saves your freaking joints, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
So I highly recommend that.
Okay.
You live around here?
I live in the Valley. I live in Sherman Oaks.
Oh, okay. Well, I go to Yoga NoHo, and whenever I go, I always like text a bunch of people like, "Hey, I'm going to this hot yoga
Hit me
class."
up. I'll go with you. Oh,
Yeah.
it's hot yoga? I like hot yoga.
It's infrared heat, which is nice because you can breathe in the class, but it's still hot.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And it's all levels, so you go in there and you do to what's good for your
You.
level.
Gotcha.
And I think that helps me because I get competitive, and so
I'm very competitive too.
yeah, it's hard to be competitive with like looking at somebody else while you're trying to hold a pose, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense, because you can't be concentrating on somebody else while trying to do like Warrior 3, you know, like you're like on one leg and you're like looking, you can't do that. You got to just be near your thing.
Right.
And that's why I decided not to do jujitsu classes because I realized I would probably
Beat someone's ass.
No, I would hurt myself because I
you're-
would push myself too far.
Got
you know? Yeah, I would not. I'm very unlikely. No, definitely not in jujitsu. I took a few classes and it was great. I got murdered like 20, 25 times in a row. Just get tapped out every single time. It's actually very humbling and it's a
That
great
is-
experience. Do I sound crazy? Do I sound crazy?
No, just the humbling part killed me.
Yeah, it's very humbling.
Got my ass kicked 20 times. Humbling.
Humbling.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Dude, there was a guy in there.
Were you shocked? Were you like, whoa? Or were you like, yeah?
I loved it. I don't know if it was like shock, but I was just like,
You
oh,
loved
yeah.
it even though you weren't winning?
Yes.
Interesting.
I like feeling like a white belt in things.
Okay.
I like doing something and I'm not good at.
You like that beginner feel.
Oh, it's great.
Oh,
because
we're the opposite about that. I hate that.
yeah?
Oh, when like being in a room like yoga and like knowing I'm the worst one, I'm like, gee, there's a spotlight on me. I'm trash. Everyone knows it. I need to go home and stretch so the next time I come, I'm better. Like that's me.
See, I love being I feel comfortable being uncomfortable. Because I know what's going to happen if I really get into this and I start doing it more
You
and
trust
more.
yourself to know that you will get to where you need to be eventually.
Yeah, and then that moment where, like, let's say I kept doing jujitsu for a while, and then I tapped the one guy who's been tapping me like 100 times in a row.
Right.
That first time I tap him is such a huge fucking victory. It's like acting when you
Yeah.
book your first big role.
After all those no's.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
like, I mean, you feel on top of the world. It's one of the best feelings in life, having like 99.9% failure, and then that 0.1%.
I get that. Yeah.
Live for that. You got me all pumped up. See, I'm back.
See that?
You're back.
I'm back.
Oh,
My spirit is back.
oh, I can feel the energy.
I know.
It's warm.
You should see the yoga class I have planned. It's gonna be nuts, dude. You ever been to a cycle spin class playing metal?
No. Is that the vibe?
Oh, it's gonna be like you're gonna leave thinking you're gonna like conquer the world. That's
Oh,
my goal.
good.
Every single person who leaves that class is gonna be like
Taking over.
Oh, they're gonna be like, I'm accomplishing my goals for the week, the
Yes.
month, the year.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a challenging class. Yes.
Okay. Let me know about that.
Yeah. The hardest thing they're gonna have to do
I
want
want to feel like that.
is that class, and they're gonna feel great.
Stretch them
Yeah.
out.
People listening is like, oh, he's a psycho.
He's unstable. Cool.
Yeah.
But it's LA. Most people are.
I don't know. I just love life.
Did you
Yeah.
Can we just jump around? I want to
Please.
go back.
I don't care.
So how did you end up making the decision you wanted to move to LA? Is it something you always knew or did an opportunity pop up?
The quick answer is I was always doing acting since like 8th grade. I was
Like a theater kid?
Yeah, and then wonderful theater programs in high school, and during the summertime, the Shakespeare in the Park companies would come into town. I would just hang around, and they'd let me be in their shows, give me a line, watch all this amazing stuff. And then for a while, I was like, yeah, I'd like to do acting. And then my uncles were working in Dubai at the time, making good money, and I was like, oh no, I want to do international business. They live in like they're making money.
Yeah,
you know?
true. Yeah, I get that.
Second year in college, or first year in college, I was like, oh no, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Acting.
What
was your major?
It started off being international business and theater performance. And then
You were a double major?
Yeah, and that quickly changed to theater performance and minor in philosophy.
Oh, dope. Okay.
2 worst degrees to have.
I
to
mean,
make money. Hey, you want to make no money when you grow up? Use these 2 degrees.
Those are experience degrees, right?
Yeah.
Like theater performance, I got a lot of experience.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a theater major too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, similar background, theater kid from the beginning. But it's interesting.
In Florida? Sorry.
Yeah, in Florida.
Okay, cool.
I love theater, and I want to go back to do theater eventually. But even when I was doing theater, I knew that I wanted to do TV. Very young.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was like, okay, this is they don't have, at least in my school, they didn't have acting on camera. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I'll do this. But I always knew that I wanted to do sitcoms.
Yeah.
That was always something I connected with when I was young. Feeling like I know these people. These are characters in my life. I'm tuning in to see what they do every week. I like that relationship.
Yeah.
So I was always like, I want to do that. I want to be in people's houses.
I would love to do an edgy multicam.
Okay.
That's the only type of real multicams I would like to do. Something really edgy.
Can you give an example of something you think is edgy now, or you think there's nothing?
Undateable, but even edgier.
Was that the show with Rich?
Chris D'Elia.
Yeah.
All those comedians.
Yeah. And it was live, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's fun to me.
Yeah.
Doing an actual live show that's edgy with real comedians.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, cool. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen every time I tune in every week.
Right.
And they're fucking tweeting while they're on the show. Hey, look at they're putting
I remember that.
Dude, that is fun for me. And that's
Yeah.
fun for the audience to watch people have fun like that on live television.
There's nothing like the thing I love about theater is that immediate gratification of knowing if something worked.
Yes.
You make a joke, they laugh. It's okay, did that. You say something shocking, they gasp. Like in TV, you hope for those moments, but then there's so many other people who have a say in the editing or the music that's used, and it's your performance could really get chopped up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think also there's a skill to that, being able to manipulate the audience.
Yeah.
And thankfully growing up
And
in
lead
theater,
them with it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because you kind of feed off their energy
Yeah.
and how they're reacting to certain things. And you can, with experience, you begin to learn
You
how to
lean
guide
in.
it. Yeah.
And that's what makes it fun because every show isn't the same, even though it is the same, and that's what makes it exciting. Finding the nuances in every audience.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting artistry skill.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so different from being a painter.
Yeah.
Being a musician is something completely different. That whole process as well. From live performances to stuff people only do in the studio.
Right.
And then what's interesting to me is seeing musical artists, how they differ in their live performances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what they've added, what they've kept, what they haven't kept, the performance value aspect, so
the
interesting.
showmanship.
Yeah.
Because that's something sometimes you can't get on an album.
No. One of my favorite bands of all time, System of a Down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them live.
Really? So they're a studio band to you. You like the records. Wow.
Don't like them live at all.
Is it because they don't bring the energy you expected them to bring?
No, I'm gonna eat shit for saying this in the future. I don't care. Maybe it's bad recordings, but they've tonally been off.
Oh, okay.
They didn't hit the right notes or something.
Got you. Okay.
For some of the singing parts, especially.
Just vocally.
Yeah, vocally.
Not there.
Yeah,
Got
not
you.
there. Maybe I've only seen the bad ones, so I'll just say that.
Right.
But I love them.
Right.
Extremely talented group.
I think it's fair, and more people should separate that. Because some people will be in your position to be like, I don't like them anymore.
Yeah.
It's you like the albums. That's completely fine.
Yeah. Who was I talking to last week? I was talking to Nick Major. He's a Adobe radio host here as well, and he talks about how he was like, "You like going to live shows?" I'm like, "No, there's too many people."
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go by myself.
Really?
Oh yeah, because I feel like there's such a cool. This artist is there singing to all these people. I don't know anyone here, but we're all connected because we like this artist. I find that very cool. Like a connection with strangers.
Okay.
And we're all singing these lyrics.
Yeah.
That's dope to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go to shows by myself a lot, and people always judge me, but I'm like, it's not like you can have a conversation. Like, what? Like, I get why you would want to go with your friends if you're all fans, but I don't think it's that weird to go by myself.
Who are some of your favorite bands?
I'm trying to think of who I just saw. I saw Lizzo live
Okay.
a couple months ago. I saw Chloe and Halle. They were dope. I just bought tickets to see Tinashe all by myself. All of these. And I'm in the midst of making Coachella happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully I can see Frank Ocean in April around my birthday. That would be dope.
All right.
He's one of my favorite artists.
Wow. I haven't heard any of those people. any of their music.
But do you know who, like, when I said their names, did you picture like a headshot? Like, do you know who Lizzo is?
Yeah, just because
Truth
of the
Hurts?
recent
Yeah.
stuff like
Controversy.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if controversy is the right word, but yeah. But none of their music, that's what I meant. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a music festival kind of guy?
No.
No.
I'm very specific, but the range is eclectic in what I like.
Okay.
Because I'll immediately listen to like the first 5 seconds and be like, nah.
Really?
Or I'll
You
skip
already
through
know.
it, and I'm like, no.
Interesting.
Very specific. Not to say that's not good.
No.
Just my taste is very specific.
I mean, I feel like everyone should be.
Yeah. It's
Curated.
It's kind of
you know
like,
what you like.
Yeah, it's kind of like Netflix when I'm trying to search for something to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch, dude, if your show doesn't get me in the first 10 minutes, bye.
Wait, are you watching the show or are you watching the little trailer?
Oh, the
trailer
show.
has to get
I'll watch the
okay.
first episode. Your show didn't get me in the first. I'm like an evil executive
You
at a
are.
network.
I'm
like,
literally the actor that's like, you know what? I have to watch 3 more. You know what? Maybe they're getting in the groove.
You're
That's
outta
literally
here.
me. I'm like, you know what? Let's watch 2 more. Let's watch them right in a row. They need to get in the groove. They haven't found it yet. I'm like, the cast just met.
No, not for me. There's a show I watch. I'm not going to mention the actor. Actually, I'll just write it. So, so
Yeah, I want to know what you're talking about.
I don't even have my phone on me. Would you mind? Thank you, man. You got a pen there? Thanks, bro.
Trust.
Yeah.
So,
It's a Netflix show?
yeah, I don't know if it's still on Netflix. I don't know. Okay. None of the cameras can see this
Correct,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. I don't even know the actor's name.
He's not writing a name. He's describing the person.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
color of the hair. Oh,
Okay.
he's on a Netflix show?
Yeah, he's on a TV show, and the worst thing about the show was not necessarily his performance.
Okay.
It was the writing,
Okay.
because there was nothing redeemable about this character in the opening scene. Like, you actually dislike the main character, and then you continue to dislike him for the next 3 scenes.
I
And you
hate
like
shows like that.
everybody else. And it's like, cool, this is your hero. Nothing I like about him. Then, you
But what if along the way he gets better? You don't want to watch that.
no, because of you.
Me or the show?
The show you.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Because of Adwin.
I just got here.
No, you take that, right?
Right.
Don't care about this guy. You take you from the writing, from having these very dynamic and complicated range of human emotions, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't like this guy. I'm talking about the pilot of You, the TV show.
Yeah.
I shouldn't like him, but I like him.
Yeah.
And I especially
You root for him
Oh yeah,
to do things that are not great.
No.
Yeah.
And when he does something like, oh, that crossed the line, the next scene he's giving his only sandwich to a kid who has an abusive parent.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, there's gray area to life. This guy's not so bad. He just really likes this woman. And
Yeah.
you start going like, whoa.
Yeah, you catch yourself and you step back and you like judge your own moral compass a little bit. You're like, why am I rooting for this guy who has a storage unit where he keeps people he doesn't like?
That's what
Like,
TV is about.
yeah.
That's what good TV like the pinnacle of what we're trying to do, all of us in this room as artists. That's the pinnacle, I think, in our goals, to really have our audience question their moral compass, question their life choices, question what they think maybe is right or wrong, or go, wait a minute, there's gray areas to life. It's not always so black and white. And when you can do that in a show that's done so well writing-wise, visually, the DP work, the directing, the acting choices, and it all melts together into a very unique type of story, I mean, dude, you can't get better than that.
I agree. I do think a big part of why people root for Joe has to do with, like you said, the great writing, but even further than that, the fact that we're always in his head. So when he's doing things, everything's from his point of view. So it's easy because we're following his thought process. Does that make sense? Like he justifies everything he does because you're hearing him literally in his head, like, I love her. And you're like, you do love her. Follow her. Kill her ex-boyfriend. Like it's hard to think against it because it's all from his point of view.
Right. And for me personally, I don't know about you guys in this room, but when something really bad happens, I'll just go, oh, fuck. I won't be like, oh, fuck, like in my head. And that's what I like about his inner voice, like you're saying. It's so real, like how you would really react. The world's coming crashing down on you during certain parts, and you're like, fuck.
And then you see it all start to,
yeah.
How am I going to get out of this? How do I work this out? He's so good, Penn Badgley.
Yeah.
He's so good.
There's,
Yeah.
You know,
he's very talented.
You know who he kind of, this is going to sound...
Oh, no. Who he reminds you of?
Oh, shit. Okay. I don't care. I'm having a good time on the show, so I might just say it. I don't know why I'm embarrassed to say it. He reminds me of James Dean.
Oh.
Not the actor. Not the traditional actor. The porn star? Yeah, James Dean a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He gets that vibe, and I have a feeling some women and men
are into that.
They're like, oh, shit, like I know that look, that vibe, you know. So if you don't know who I'm talking about, check out his work. Yeah. So anyway, that just made me laugh.
Dean, Deen.
Right.
Not like James Dean, Dean.
And he has a Ted Bundy kind of vibe to him too, as well. Just this like charming,
handsome, bone structure forever.
Yeah.
Like that's another thing that, because like a lot of women and men on Twitter will be like, you know, I wish I had a boyfriend like Joe. Like, Joe's not that bad. But I think a big part of that is, like, you wouldn't be into Joe if he looked like, you know, some random-ass dude. Like, he's a handsome, charming guy. That's part of the whole thing.
But he's not, like, overly attractive where it's like that. You're like, I don't know if I'm at that league. He's not like a 10.
You don't think?
Joe?
I think it's like he's up there. Like, he's 8, 9.
I don't know, man. Maybe.
He's a good-looking guy.
Maybe. He is a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's 10.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
That's fair.
I know it's, you know, it's subjective.
Okay, it is subjective.
Dude,
it is
the
subjective.
amount of comments now we're going to get. It's like, fuck you.
Like, he's a 15, you fucker. Watch.
No, I think what's attractive to him is like he's the everyman. Mm-hmm. Not the everyman. What does that mean? You know what I'm trying to say, I think.
The ordinary Joe.
Kind of, but he's approachable.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And what I like about him is he's not extreme in his day-to-day being in a relationship with somebody. It's whenever situations go bad, he goes extreme with them.
Yeah. Or when there's a glimpse that something could be bad, he thinks the worst possible thing. And that's what makes the wheels start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He snowballs very quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
From the first episode of the second season, this doesn't give away too much, but I just want to talk about it. And if you don't want to hear it, it's not going to ruin the entire show for you. But when his finger gets cut off.
Yes.
Oh, man. When that happened.
I think, is that the second episode?
I thought it was the first.
No.
It all runs together. Yeah, I think it's the second.
Oh, okay. Well, Should have seen it by now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you've had time.
You've had time. Yeah.
And a lot more crazy shit happened, so that's not really...
Yeah, that's nothing compared to everything
Exactly.
else.
Yeah.
Whenever that happened, I remember just going, oh, did not see that happening.
That's what, yeah. You're like, oh, is this real? Like, is this a dream? No, this is real. He is walking around on a mission, sans finger.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I got annoyed with people who were like, well, it's impossible for him to like get it reattached. I'm like, actually, no. You should do some more research on that, because I was surprised how not easily, but nowadays it's a lot easier if you put something on ice.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you do the right precautions, you can make things work out. Yeah.
Like the story, I don't know if this is part of our current events. How are we on time? That's not right, right?
No, that's yeah.
Oh,
That's right?
About yeah.
Oh, wow, that went by
Just about, yeah.
It's been an hour?
Yeah.
About
Wow.
50 minutes, technically, of recording.
From my angle, that said 101.
Oh.
And I was like,
Oh, I'm still shocked by the 1 hour. I felt like this was 15 minutes.
yeah. Oh, we're having a good time.
Yeah.
This might be on our current events, but I'll just bring it up. Some lady was making out with a dude, and she told him not to use his tongue, and he kept using his tongue. Oh, there goes a burp. And he used his tongue again,
Oh, no.
and she bit off his tongue.
This is real?
This is real. She spit it out. She got arrested, and which kind of annoyed me. If you guys want to check up on this, it was a misdemeanor thing that she did, and I'm like, oh no, put her in jail.
Yeah. What,
Well,
she just pays a fine?
I don't know what she does, but here that's actually gray area. I don't put her in jail, because who knows how
How
aggressive
much tongue was he using to make her that mad?
How big was his tongue, right?
Yeah.
like
Jeez.
but that's kind of an extreme.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Again, we don't know what else was going on, but they were able to reattach the tip of his tongue.
Really?
Yeah, cops picked it up on the floor, and he was all good.
Not the floor. Do we know were they dating? Was it a first date? Married? Do we know?
No clue.
I'm Googling this.
She was older, though.
She's a 52-year-old woman, and she was making
Think
out.
facts. Come on.
Oh, he's talking.
Oh,
sorry, not me.
The mic was. Wait. Oh. That's her?
Entire inch of the guy's tongue during a kiss, and that is her.
No
50,
regrets.
she was 52.
And he was
He's 68.
68.
First of all, get it.
Wow.
Everyone deserves to be kissed.
No limit.
Which
First
the
of
cops
all,
found on his
get
bedroom
it?
floor.
She took off 1 inch. Arrested for aggravated assault.
No word on tongue status, but apparently it was reattached, according to.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she looks pissed off in that mugshot too.
Yeah.
She's like, I'd do it again. I told him to stop.
So messed up.
So messed up.
So messed up. What a weird way to spend your week. You know what I mean? I wonder
Yeah.
if like the old guy's like just sitting there in his apartment, on a Thursday. It happened on like Sunday, and he's like, huh.
Scared.
This is
Like, where do you go from there?
Yeah, like, all right, I'll still got to pay taxes.
Right. Just gotta turn in these W-2s.
Let's do some current events since we're already on the topic of craziness.
Crazy people.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yes. Oh yeah. So we're gonna start off with some weird stuff.
Awesome.
Science, being sciencey, has got an incredibly detailed image of the sun's surface, and the internet thinks it looks delicious.
Oh.
People want to eat that.
It looks expensive.
I-
Right? Looks like a sheet of gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's so interesting? I mean,
They kind of look like the Choco Rice Krispie treats, but gold.
yeah. You know what I wonder? How big Earth is in that picture.
Yeah.
I wish they had like a scale.
what I want to know is, how are we able to take like these pictures without like the lens like blowing
Burning?
up
Yeah.
or something like that? Because I don't understand how we can get like a picture perfect.
Like, do you think that's a picture of it, or they took a picture and that's a zoomed in?
They say that's a picture and that's like a zoomed in of the surface.
Okay.
I think it's a bunch of filters, like how cameras have your UV, those filters. I think it's a lot more complicated, and I also think there might be some kind of computer program that takes literal just information and then has algorithms like, okay, these series of numbers sequences make this color or make this pattern, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get that.
So each of these chunks are actually about the size of Texas.
Whoa, really?
Wow.
So now I'm trying to think of, so the United States, if you're watching on YouTube, people, so it'd be like this is probably the United States, right? Or a little smaller.
Small, way smaller.
Oh, way small. Oh, no, you guys are right.
One of those,
right.
one
One
of
of
those
those is-
chunks.
yeah.
One of the little chunks, like these,
That's
are the size of
Texas.
Texas. So like this, maybe.
Oh,
Damn.
well, all then. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Well, it makes you feel small. That's okay.
Yeah, very. Like, do I matter?
You do.
Thank you.
What's your positive affirmation? of the
Thank
day?
you.
This is the yoga class. Anybody who says, do I
Wait,
matter?
what's that? Oh.
Oh, it looks like popcorn. That's even more zoomed in.
Dude, I've never, dude, you were like, wait!
I was like, that looks tasty because it's corn.
It's popcorn.
Yeah.
Got so excited. Love it.
So that
People
is-
on Twitter, I mean, Twitter is wild, but some people really are very funny. Like the popcorn kernels, and then someone did, it looked like something with chocolate sauce over it to look like the cracks.
Twitter
The
is
creativity,
the wild,
man.
is the wild, wild west.
Yeah,
Twitter.
absolutely.
Oh, it's
There's
chaos.
Yeah, chaos at all times. The world is burning. People are wild.
Because they allow porn on
Yes.
Twitter too, so that's why it's just completely.
What?
You didn't know that?
I hate Twitter so much.
I hate porn. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
I hate porn.
Ted Cruz once put up like accidentally some like porn on his Twitter page.
Oh, of course.
Like he
did.
retweeted it?
Yeah.
The Zodiac Killer is at it.
There you go.
For
People
our-
really can post whatever they want. They have little to no restrictions.
For our next story, Gianna Bryant's school retired her number 2 jersey in an emotional memorial ceremony. So she will be the last student to wear number 2 at Harbor Day School.
Wow.
So.
You know, there is a story, and I don't know if we can play it for freaking YouTube copyright.
What is it?
It's the story, and it kind of had me reflecting a lot because of what happened to Kobe Bryant
Right.
and the other people who lost their lives on the plane. But how you can go at any time, you know, and then it made me think, well, what's really important in life, you know? There's a story on YouTube, if you can find it. It's a gentleman talking about the story of the king on his deathbed with 4 wives. And I think it's a really good listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not long, but it's one of those stories where it really has you reflect on your life and what's really important. And because I heard that, I'm already like minimalist when it comes to my stuff in my apartment. I'm actually going through again and getting rid of probably my goal is to get rid of half of the things in my apartment.
That's fair.
There's a description of it if you want me to read it off.
No, because it has to do. Let me see if actually I can send it to you on Messenger. It's actually worth something. While I'm doing that, if you guys want to go to the next current event.
For sure. Well, at the time we're recording this, the Oscars are happening very
right?
soon. I think
Tomorrow.
so. Yeah.
Tomorrow evening.
And
We will see a girl with the pattern of the fire, the sun.
Yeah.
We will see that out on a dress.
Art.
For sure. Art.
and this Harvard math grad is predicting the winners. Last year in 2018, not last year, 2018, he got 20 correct out of the 21 awards.
Oh, wow.
He uses data from previous award shows and he compiles that together, and he's
Okay.
really good. He's really accurate. So he's saying that these are just a couple that
Okay,
they
yeah,
listed.
yeah.
For Best Actor, he believes Joaquin Phoenix is going to win
Okay.
for Joker. For Best Actress,
Judy?
Renee Zellweger for Judy.
Okay.
Best Director prediction is going to be Sam Mendes for 1917.
Ooh, okay.
And for Best Supporting Actor, Brad Pitt, Once
Yeah.
Upon a Time in Hollywood. And Best Supporting
Laura
Actress,
Dern?
Laura Dern from Marriage Story. And those are the one. Oh, and Best Picture, he believes is going to be 1917. So I'm curious to see. That makes lots of 1917 up there. I enjoyed the movie, but I didn't think it was going to win anything. That's just my opinion.
I honestly, that's the one about the war, the two teenagers in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, I don't know if that's like an Oscar movie.
Man, I'm acting like these are the actual things. I was gonna say, man, I wanted Parasite to win Best Picture.
Parasite is
It was
the best.
close.
I'm really intrigued. So last year was the first year he ever did it.
No, 2018.
Okay.
He got 20 out of 21, which
Okay.
is his best.
Oh, so he's
score
been
yet.
doing it,
He's
but that.
been doing
Oh,
it,
okay.
but that
got
was
it,
his
got it.
best one. Yeah.
So what happened last year?
Last year, I guess maybe he just got none of them right.
Yeah. He has a book.
Oh, he has a book.
They all have books.
So
So weird. Such a weird thing. I don't know. Hey,
Hey.
curious. I think things are getting better
And
in terms of inclusivity. Is that the word?
Inclusivity?
Inclusivity. I think they're getting on the right track.
in some aspects, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, this year there's not a lot of people of color for the Academy Awards.
For sure. Awards aside, I'm not because
You just mean like jobs in general and opportunities?
I'm talking about like TV shows. What's going on on the ground floor, if you will. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I just feel like everything is just so. It's more diverse than I've ever seen it in 10 years.
For sure. I agree with that. I do think we need to take a step more in, because I do agree that there's a lot more opportunities for like actors for inclusivity, but I think we would get more if more diverse people were making this stuff. Does that make sense? Like more people behind this.
Yes. Okay.
I think we need to push for that.
That's kind of. It's so funny, and I guess I'm only seeing it from a certain experience.
Mm-hmm.
I remember working on For the People.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gone through that range of female and like multi-ethnic directors.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is
That's how it
cool.
was on you.
Oh, great.
Like I would meet the director and be like, dope. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all extremely talented.
Absolutely.
For the most part. Like, I was like, oh, cool. I like working with this person. This person's cool. I don't know. I just, because then when I hear all this other stuff about what's going on, I feel like the awards thing in general is the most backwards. It's like just an award for like, hey, we're going to see who's better. Joaquin Phoenix in this or somebody else in that or somebody else. And it's like, they're two different projects.
True. And for me, it gets kind of messy when it's not just which performance was better. Like people are putting millions of dollars into marketing. Like if one team has way more money than another, they can lean people to vote that way. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Because you can see it more. Like when you're driving down Sunset, you see the billboards, you see, because then it's like, oh, I didn't hear about that other movie. I've just heard about this movie.
Yeah.
It's wonky.
There's something off about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I'm like, all right.
But I also don't know, like I'm not successful enough to know how to fix it. Like
No?
where I am right now. It seems like a different world of just like a lot of, I think there's a lot of things that the normal person doesn't know how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like the SAG-AFTRA awards to a certain extent. I kind of wish that maybe this is a bad idea, but it's just one of those things where, you write in who you think is...
Oh, instead of having like set nominees.
Yeah, and everybody write in. We have literally there's a list of every single performance of a guest star or whatever.
Right.
And then you can like write it in what episode and everything, and then we tally up and see, who's got the most this year. Oh, cool, you were recognized by the majority of your peers.
Yeah.
Or, you know what, this year, it was kind of like there was a tie between like 2 or 3 people. So those 3 people get it for this year. Oh, cool, awesome.
Yeah.
But also, and then all the results are kind of like shown,
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, that to me feels like more like, oh, cool. And then even that would be like, oh, cool, thank you. Appreciate the recognition. Awesome to be recognized by my peers. Let's keep making great stuff, guys.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. It has
takes
to start.
away the I don't know if pressure is the right word, but like I don't know, it just seems like such this weighted thing.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what, again, I still don't know what the Golden Globes, is that what it is?
Yes.
It's the Hollywood Foreign Press. Just
Yeah. I don't
understand that, and I don't.
They're an organization.
Okay, great, cool, awesome, cool. Academy Awards. Okay, great, awesome, cool, thanks. And I guess it's people of your peers as well, but even that was said, it was like mostly one demographic of people as well. And I'm like, okay, art. Okay, it's art. Can we just make good things?
Yeah.
Have a good time and get everybody doing it instead of just a small group of people?
Yeah.
I feel like, is that too simple? Am I simplifying this?
I mean, it should be simple. It is not.
I
They
know.
make it seem like it's
I know.
not. Yeah.
So the Hollywood Foreign Press Association is a nonprofit organization of journalists and photographers who report on the entertainment industry activity and interests in the U.S. foreign media, predominantly outside the U.S.
Oh. So it's media people.
But they're outside and they're
Photographers and
concerned
journalists?
with the U.S.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Okay, cool.
Cool.
Hi.
Are you an award show person? No.
Okay. I mean, then now don't get me wrong. If I was nominated, I'd be like, oh, cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
But that's not something in your head. Like, you weren't practicing your speech in the mirror when you were 10.
Oh, yeah.
Your parents
I've
are knocking on
practiced
the
it,
door.
of course.
Okay.
But then the more I practice it, the more I'm like, well, wait a minute. My main concern is to be able to take care of my family, especially my mom and dad, in the later, in financially in a positive way. And that's what my goal is.
Yeah.
Everything else,
It's
It's
extra.
extra.
Yeah. I totally agree with that.
so if I could take care of my family doing that, I'm fine.
Yeah. And you can have an incredible career and not win an Oscar. There's so many people who have not won Oscars who are iconic.
Yes.
So-
And I don't think that should be the...
And there are some people who won Oscars and that was the end. You know what I mean?
There are people
You don't know.
You don't even know their names. You're
Yeah.
like, who? Oh, they won an Oscar for what? Oh, okay, cool. And then that's it.
And that's it.
Nah. So, by the way, I've had such a good time talking with you.
You too.
This was such a pleasant surprise. It's always
I
nice.
feel very comfortable.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I try to make my guests feel as comfortable as possible. Real quick, shout out to Stagecoach Entertainment.
Trust. What's up? What's up, Steve? What's up, Taylor?
Everybody there. Steve, Taylor, Taryn, Amy.
Taryn. I love Taryn.
Oh my gosh, Evan, Miri, just everybody there. Just such a great team at Stagecoach Entertainment, and so hands-on in the best possible sense. And they work so hard over there for their clients.
Yes.
And yeah, just a special thank you for you guys for connecting us together. I kind of want to end today's episode with this because this has really had a huge effect on me, and especially with what happened with Kobe Bryant. And it was a good. There's a silver lining, I should say, to it, in terms of it's important for us to reflect on the things that really matter most in life, and to be aware that we all are going to die. That is the one thing we all have in common, and we cannot take what we have in our bank account with us to the next life. Whoever told you that was lying, and if you believed it, you're gullible.
Silly, yeah.
So I just want to play this video for you, and I'm just gonna play it on here. I think that'll work.
Sure.
Once upon a time, there was a king with 4 wives. One day, the king got sick and was on his deathbed. Afraid of being in the afterlife alone, he asked his 4th wife, which he loved the most, and bought her diamonds and gold and elegant clothing. He asked her, "Would you die with me and go with me to the afterlife?" The 4th wife replied, "I'm sorry, I can't do that," and walked away. He also loved his 3rd wife and was very proud and would always show her off to neighboring kingdoms. So he called on his 3rd wife and asked, "Would you accompany me to the afterlife?" The 3rd wife replied, "I love my life too much, and I'm sorry I cannot go with you. And when you die, I'm going to remarry." His 2nd wife has always been there for him in his times of need, so he asked, "Would you accompany me to the afterlife?" The 2nd wife then replied, "I'm sorry that I can't help you out this time, but what I can do is arrange your funeral, and I will be there for your funeral." A voice called out and said, "I'll leave with you and follow you wherever you go, even if it is to the afterlife." And the king looked, and it was his 1st wife. But this was the wife that he took care of the least. Felt embarrassed and said, "I'm sorry, I should have taken more care of you and given you more attention when I was alive." The moral of this story is that we all have 4 wives. Our 4th wife is our body. We like to decorate it with nice jewelry, nice clothing, but in the end, it can't follow us to the afterlife. The 3rd wife represents our possessions. We spend so much time trying to gather possessions, but in the end, they cannot follow us to the afterlife. It will be given to other people and divided, just like the 3rd wife said she's going to remarry. The 2nd wife, our friends and family. We trust them. They're always there for us in times of need. But the furthest they can go with us is to our funeral and send us off. Our 1st wife. The 1st wife represents our soul. We usually neglect taking care of our soul. That is the thing that will follow us to the afterlife. Care for your body. Keep it healthy. Enjoy your possessions and the comfort they provide. Cherish your friends and family for the love that they provide. But don't forget to take care of your soul. Nourish your soul. Take time to be alone. Take time to pray. Take time to meditate, because it is the source of all of your life and your most faithful friend. I hope this story can help you or somebody that you love.
I love that.
Yeah. I love that.
Very true.
Yeah. How often do we take care of that part of us?
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a great message, despite on what you believe in spiritually.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it really got me thinking. I was like, that's very true. How many of us hate being just alone with ourselves? You know, so
Try to distract with other things.
right. And how much it made me think: do I lean on my possessions and that sort of thing?
Right.
So I think it's just good to reflect on those and start getting rid of some of the excess. Yeah. Absolutely. This is a lot of fun.
That's a lot of fun.
You're welcome back anytime, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. If people want to follow you on Twitter or Instagram,
ADWIN Brown.
cool.
Find me.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
Anytime. This is a great surprise. Michael, can you play us out? Woo! Thank you, Adobe Radio, Nice Guy Digital, to all our new subscribers and listeners. We appreciate you guys. Yeah. Great episode. Lots of fun. Have a good weekend, you guys. And if you got a second, write us a review on iTunes. Helps out. Tell your friends. Share us. Follow us. Wesams_world on a lot of the social media. Me at Wesam Quiche. I hate having to say that to you guys, because everybody's like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. But I've got to, because then you forget. And then we don't have a show anymore. Just kidding. This show will go on forever. Well, not really, after listening to that video. Always remember to listen, think, and then talk. Bye!